Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm filming an introduction really quick because I'm going to show you some pictures in just a little bit and some videos. This is just a testimony of how great God is, of how awesome he is in the smallest things. And I don't want this to be like me boasting or anything. It's just to serve as an encouragement that if you have a dream, that if you are asking God for something, it doesn't matter how small it is or how insignificant it might be for other people, but God is listening, and in its due time, he can give it to you. And so my story starts. So I came to the US when I was 9 years old, and I was 9 years old. And then my dad, I haven't traveled ever since I came on a plane, only car. And a few years ago, my dad opened his own business where he picks up people from the airport and back and takes them home and all of that. It's his own business. And so I started driving for him about 9 years ago. My son just turned 9 yesterday. And my son was about a month old when I started driving for my dad. And every single time I picked somebody from the airport or I dropped them off at the airport, I would see the planes flying over, and every single time I would say, someday that's going to be me. Someday I'm going to be getting on that plane. Someday I'm going to be traveling. And I would just imagine that. And so over the years, it's been 9 years. Over the years, I just every day, every time I'm like, someday it's going to be me. And I know that for so many people, they travel all the time. So it's not a big deal. Like, I have a friend that every 2 weeks she's on a plane. It's not a big deal for her, but for me it was such a dream because it was so impossible, to be on a plane. And this past a few months ago in the summer, I believe it was July, a friend of mine loaned us her house in Florida. She went to visit her family in Brazil, and she said, hey, you can stay here if you want. And so her sister, she convinced me of going, and she helped me with the tickets because I didn't know anything. And it was just a spur of the moment thing, but I went. My kids got to be in a plane for the first time in their life. And I got on a plane, and I had always just dropped off the clients and got my way, right? So I didn't know anything, how it was inside the airport, or everything was so new. I was so lost. And it was such an amazing experience. And being inside the airport, I could not believe that I was there, And I was so scared. And it's not a long flight or anything. I believe it was about 3-hour flight, but I was so scared. And when I got to that plane, that I saw that plane and we're boarding, and I'm watching the other planes drive by, and I'm looking out the window and going, and I'm so scared, and I'm in tears because I was inside the plane, and I keep saying, Lord, thank you so much. Like, this is such a dream come true for me. I know, again, for other people, it's not a big deal going to Florida, going to another state, but for me, it was such a huge blessing, such a big deal, to have my kids there. And so on the plane, I'm fighting back tears, just worshiping God in his goodness and his mercy, because in the smallest things, in the smallest details, he takes care of us, and he gives us our heart's desires, and he blesses us. And it was such a blessing, that trip, and it was fun, and I loved the beach so much. And when we came back as well, it was just such a huge experience that I will forever worship God for, you know. I think that when you get to do certain things like that, as I'm sure I can do certain things that other people can't do, you know, like being in the US and stuff. Sometimes we take it for granted, but when you don't have the ability to do those things, even the smallest things is such a blessing. So I just wanted to share. You guys are going to see some pictures, some videos. I really wasn't honestly focused on that. I was just focused on just being there and enjoying and just, you know, just being in awe of God's goodness and grace. And so I wanted to share that testimony with you guys. I did it. God gave me the trip. I was on a plane after about 8 years of praying, of wishing, and we were on a plane with my kids. I got to share that moment with them. They loved it, and it was awesome. It was amazing. So I just wanted to encourage you to keep praying, to keep dreaming, to keep going forward. It may take a month, it may take a day, it may take 9 years, but God never disappoints, and He is listening to our heart's desires. He is listening to the things that we don't sometimes even utter. Nobody knows, but He's listening, and it's due time. He'll grant it to us. So this is to motivate you. This is to share this testimony and how good God is and His blessing in our life. And this is to serve as to worship God, to give Him the glory and honor for allowing us to have that trip and be on a plane. It was I was so scared. I was so scared on that plane, but I loved it, and yeah, can't wait to do it again. So I will leave you with pictures and videos, and thank you guys so much for being here today. You guys have no idea what a blessing you all are as well. God bless you, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.
That's me. That's how I feel.
you call it the water bird?
Preciso tirar uma foto. Yeah.
Oh, there's huge lizards. Way I want to see that duck. Oh, look at that duck. Hey, wait. I need some flamingos. Can I see that one? Flamingo. Let me put some there.
Hey, you.
Hey, over here.
She will.
Oh yeah, John. Never mind. I'm gonna.
Cozinheiro moreno. Ah, mulher ou homem? Não sei.
People running in a circle with her.
Olivia.
I have no idea. Do we have any food for him? Sorry, but we don't have food for you. Yeah. If we had it. Look, its foot is on its foot. It's looking at you. It's not scared. Can you understand?
E aí, como é que se sente indo de volta pra casa? Agora é 3h39 da manhã. Daqui a pouco a gente vai chamar o táxi. Como se sente indo pra casa? A Olivia tá com sono, o Gabriel tá animado. E tu, mãe?
Eu tô com ataque de ansiedade.
Oh, legal. Legal, né? Estamos esperando. Bah, podia ter um cafezinho.
Is it gonna fly? How does an airplane even? It's boosters.